Would I get paid more if I was a man?
Yeah, probably. Men are just stronger, faster, smarter, more intelligent. I said that twice, so I don't know what that says about me. They also take less sick days. They're more consistent over a period of a month. You're the fourth highest paid person in the team, and you're less than half of the age of the highest people who are higher paid than you. Would I get paid more if I was a man? The only other person who's he's worked longer than you, who is a man, is paid less than you. And he leads a team of 12 people or something. You don't have anyone you lead. You have no leadership. You haven't even made a proper sale yet. This mother don't get paid. You already get paid too much. Holy shit.
No, why did they all you do? I'll show her your videos on Clarksville now. You're recording me without my consent. I can sue you.
You look sick as right now.
I can literally sue you. You're recording without my consent.
What were some of the things you were told about men while growing up?
Don't trust them. Yeah, I agree with that one.
What is the most surprising thing you've learned about men from your experiences?
You can't trust them. Facts.
Do you prefer a man who is a gentleman or a bad boy?
Bad boy. Bad boy.
Is it fair to say women lust after bad boys that want to settle down with nice guys?
Yeah.
If you happen to be looking for a quality man, where would you expect to find one?
A quality man? Church. Yes, that is.
When was the last?
Before we dive in, drop a comment. Are modern men more delusional, or is it the ladies? Hit like and subscribe so you don't miss what we expose next. Okay, let's unpack this. Step 1, complain that you can't trust men. Step 2, consciously, knowingly, deliberately choose the very men you admit are untrustworthy. And then, shockingly, step 3, act completely surprised. Play the victim when, predictably, these men betray you. Step 4, rinse and repeat. It's almost like there's a checklist or quota. How many times can I complain? How many problems can I manufacture just to have drama in my life? And here's the hard truth. This isn't just personal bad luck. This is a behavioral pattern we see over and over. Women cultivating chaos because it fits their narrative of victimhood. It's a cycle that feeds entitlement and fuels the culture of complaints you see all over social media. You have women complaining about men not being loyal, while simultaneously choosing men who have already signaled exactly how unloyal they are. It's like they've weaponized predictability. The signs were there, the red flags were waving, and yet, somehow, it's everyone else's fault when the script plays out exactly as expected. This pattern is also part of a bigger cultural trend. We're living in a society that glorifies the hard-done-by storyline, and women participating in it get social approval for being upset rather than for being discerning. So what's the takeaway? Stop participating in your own drama. Accountability isn't just a buzzword. It's the difference between repeating the same mistakes and actually growing. But, as this clip shows, the allure of manufactured chaos often wins over logic. And that, my friends, is why this cycle never ends.
What did you say?
I said women don't like dudes who got their own, who don't need them. They rather deal with men who are not that intellectually aggressive, who gonna let them say what they want and do what they want. They rather deal with a man like, not saying you like that, but most women out here don't want to deal with a man who gonna say, baby, nah, don't wear that. Nah, baby, don't talk like that. They don't really want to deal with that. They rather deal with a dude who let them say and do whatever they want to do. And they think if a man be a man, he's toxic.
So my question was, do you with a real woman?
Let me answer that question.
And the reason why I asked
I'm
is because if you with a real woman, she's going to agree with you. Hey, maybe I shouldn't step outside wearing this.
I respect that, baby.
Nasty.
Let me answer that. This is the problem. The real woman is standing too close to the hoes, so we don't know the difference until we start talking to y'all. No, listen. I met a lot of women. It don't mean, I don't care if they from the hood. I don't care if they got two parents. Their interests are the same. It's like right now, right? If you see 10 lions coming down the street, are you going to try to figure out which lion going to bite your or not? You're going to be like them 10 lions. So unfortunately, the real woman agree with too much that these clothes is on, so we don't know the difference.
I actually have found that I think men are more likely to have bizarrely unrealistic expectations. I have so many girlfriends who are highly accomplished, highly educated, great people, and just wonderful women. And the dating pool is absolutely brutal for them.
What are these men looking for?
It is entirely unclear to me that it's like, why are there men not jumping to want to date them? So,
well, Alicia, those are not bizarre and unrealistic expectations, because reality is that ultimately men want to build a family, okay? And most men don't want to be with an accomplished and educated woman because those women are entitled, demanding, and a pain to deal with. Even different studies will tell you that that's the case. So most of your accomplished and educated friends are very likely to end up with a cat instead of a family, just like Whoopi.
So women are now blaming men when a woman does something to another woman.
What I see nobody talking about with that video of that girl who got thrown in the pool by her friend is all the guys looking at her afterwards. Like, they literally have like their sunglasses down. They're like absolutely disgusted that a woman could distract them from their good time.
If you don't know the video she's talking about, it was a girl who got pushed into the pool by another girl. Less than like 2 seconds afterwards, a dude is helping her out of the pool. So I gotta be honest, this was super confusing to me. But then I saw her responses in the comment section where people pointed out, so there was a guy that helped her out, but you're also saying, how dare all the guys not help her out? And here's where it gets wild. I kind of more so meant maybe someone would jump in and try to lighten the mood. So a girl pushes another girl in the pool. A guy immediately helps her out of the pool. And I mean, like, as soon as her head pops up out of that water, dude was helping her out of the pool. But the guys are assholes because none of them jumped in to also get wet. I sincerely hope she's
Logic isn't exactly her strong suit, and expecting it will only set you up for disappointment. This is a mindset that's become disturbingly common, a default setting where men are automatically to blame for everything. Did a man actually do anything wrong? Doesn't matter. In her world, the man is always the culprit, and it gets even more absurd. Imagine she's in a room full of women, and one of them does something physically aggressive, hits her. Who does she blame first? Not the woman in front of her, obviously. Nope. The man who designed the room, built the walls, or even had a hand in constructing the space in which this happened. He's the target of her outrage before she even considers the immediate perpetrator. This isn't just silly logic. It's a lens that's been shaped by decades of cultural narratives pushing victimhood and default male blame. When you combine social conditioning, entitlement, and zero accountability, you get this bizarre inversion of cause and effect. Men get blamed for circumstances they didn't create, while personal responsibility vanishes into thin air. It's a perfect example of what happens when ideology trumps reality. And here's the kicker. This mindset doesn't just lead to misdirected blame. It fuels a culture where critical thinking, fairness, and basic logic are optional. People get rewarded socially for outrage, not reason, and the cycle continues. So yeah, logic isn't her strong suit. But more importantly, understanding why it isn't opens a window into why these patterns repeat and why men often check out, knowing the rules of the game are stacked against them before it even starts.
At the end of the day, women can trust a bear to be a bear, but can't trust a human man to be humane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
That is the deepest thing I've probably heard in regards to this whole debate.
We can trust a bear to be a bear, but we can't trust a man to be humane.
Yeah.
How freaking depressing.
How freaking depressing. Girls will have a body count over 10 and then hop on a podcast and pretend like they're still human.
Does height matter?
Yeah.
It does matter.
Yes.
Even though men can't change that.
Yeah, it's like a preference.
So we're gonna measure your waist.
More women own more homes than men, vote at higher rates than men, do not have to do dirty, grueling work as often as men by any measure. Men hold debt at higher levels than women. Yet women graduate at higher rates and have higher rates of higher education. And women claim they have no duty to be a mother, but courts often side with them and go in their favor because of the expectation and role and presupposition of them intending to be a mother. Insurance is less expensive for women, and suicide rates are higher in men. Women also have lower crime rates and are convicted at a lesser rate for the same crimes as men. And yet the majority of the enforcing all these rights and laws are men, including the military draft, which only men have to sign up for. And yet somehow the patriarchy is oppressing women. So is the patriarchy actually that bad, or is it actually pretty benevolent?
Let me finish.
Jesus Christ.
Just shut your mouth and let me finish. Okay. Thank you. About time. 2 + 2 = 4, would you agree? Is that always true?
What do you mean by always?
It past, present, and in the future. Is it a universal
it
truth?
Depends. Like there's like an entire debate over like whether we've like found math or it's always existed. Like for example, if there was no one to see it, like in the cosmos.
You know, in the beginning of the video, I thought, why is he being so rude to her? Then she opened her mouth and I realized that she just want to conversation and argumentation with every session. This is crazy. Some of the people, they argue that 2 + 2 is not always 4. In the cosmos, when you go penetration into the sky, is 2 + 2, has it always been 4? Or maybe it was 3. But it's not her fault. It's the fault of this android tights with hair guy who bring her into the show. You know she's a why you bring her to explanation her situation? I don't understand Asian.
All you hear about is toxic masculinity, but what about toxic femininity? It gets glamorized. Modern feminism has taught women to be exactly everything that they hate in men. Emotionally unavailable, selfish, prideful, lack of accountability. I mean, y'all already know accountability is like a woman's kryptonite, and I could say that wholeheartedly because I've been that woman. Men are taught, step up, be leaders, be men, be protectors, be providers. And then it's like women are told you deserve more, no matter how you act. I mean, we say we want accountability, unless it's only for men. And if the woman's the problem, we just call it trauma. Be patient with her. It's trauma. If a man is considered the problem, we call it abuse. Now, I'm not saying some of that is not true in some cases, so don't flip my word. And I'm sorry, ladies, but the toxic dating culture is not trash because of men. It's trash because people nowadays lack conviction, they lack integrity. I mean, y'all wanted equality until it came with consequences. Y'all have a blessed day. Jesus is king.
Men saying, I've just decided altogether to avoid women. That it's better to be single, guys. And they're like almost proud. Like they're almost like happy about the fact that they're gonna choose and make the choice to avoid the entire gender of women because they have yet to act.
Let's break this down. Men aren't avoiding women in general. They're avoiding a certain type of woman. And these last 2 examples really illustrate the point. The first woman, she carries herself like an adult. She's mature, self-aware, and understands that life isn't about blaming everyone else for her problems. She takes accountability for her actions and doesn't manufacture drama for social points or validation. That's the kind of presence that naturally attracts respect, and men notice it. Then there's the second woman. Everything about her is dismissive. She's quick to act as if it's somehow men's fault that they won't tolerate disrespect, entitlement, and a long list of double standards. She has one-sided expectations, yet somehow frames herself as the victim when men exercise basic boundaries. This isn't just a personality clash. It's a textbook example of why the so-called high-value man concept exists. Men aren't hard to please, but they are discerning. They avoid patterns of behavior that consistently lead to frustration, conflict, or emotional manipulation. And here's the bigger picture. Society keeps glorifying outrage and entitlement, but men are quietly opting out of situations where these traits dominate. They're seeking consistency, fairness, and mutual respect. Not perfection, but basic decency. So when you see a man passing over a dismissive, entitled personality, it's not rejection out of spite, it's a survival tactic in the modern dating landscape. The takeaway: accountability and self-awareness aren't just virtues, they're survival skills in a culture that rewards delusion and punishes logic. And the more women cling to victimhood narratives, the more they wonder why men don't like them. The answer: men are paying attention. And they're choosing
that when
wisely.
a father shaves his beard and appears before his children, the children will usually give them a look of fear.
That is an interesting bit of information. Let's hope you don't follow it by saying one of the dumbest things ever.
That says to me there is an instinct that is born in the human species that tells all people, including male babies, not to trust men they don't recognize. And yet somehow only women are constantly patronized.
I like how someone in the comments asked, do you have an academic source to back this claim up? And then she responds with,
to back up my personal opinion.
yeah, my personal opinion is that you're an idiot. There's like this trend on TikTok now for women who just hate men to just say something so apparently wrong and just claim it to be fact. Do I need to explain this, guys? Do I need to explain how facial hair changes how a person looks? When you pretend to take a baby's nose, they'll actually think their nose is gone. Is that because men used to take babies' noses back in prehistoric?
I know who's right. I told my fiance that I wanted to get a headlamp to go running. He said, what do you need a headlamp for? And he did that whole eyebrow raise thing, all skeptical like. I said, so I can go running because it's dark outside. He said, I thought you've been running when it's dark. You just stay on like the well-lit paths and areas. I said, yeah, but I want to hit this other trail and it's not lit. And so I need a headlamp so I can see. He said, oh, you mean that trail that's kind of like out in the woods that doesn't have any other lights, that not a lot of other people around? I said, yeah, bingo, that trail. He said, absolutely not. I said, did you just tell me no?
You would be the first person to go in a horror movie. The first person. I was hoping this was going to be satire, but no, she's dead. She did. She's upset with her husband because he doesn't want her running at night through the woods. There's no light. Nobody goes down it. Probably no cell signal. And she's literally having an argument with her husband on why can't she? Are you a child? Are you a child? No. Even a child would know better than to go down that path. You shouldn't even be running at night to begin with. This shouldn't even be something that... And this actually touches on a topic where I was like, women don't really believe it's as dangerous out here as they make it seem like online. Because what you mean, you trying to go running down a dark path at night with headphones on. There's no light, no cameras. If you get hit upside the head, you just gone. I feel bad for your husband, but not really because he picked you. I bet he got a handprint on his forehead from doing this so much. If my wife brought something as stupid as this to me, I would honestly be reconsidering the marriage and the person I married. Like, honestly. Like, if we're having an argument over something like this, that's like bare minimum common sense, I would be concerned for your decision-making pertaining to yourself, our safety, and our children's safety, to be honest.
Babe, how much do you think that boat over there costs?
Maybe like 4 million?
4 million?
Yeah.
All right, let's pause for a second and reflect. If you enjoyed watching this breakdown, the calling out of entitlement, the exposure of unrealistic expectations, the patterns of blame and victimhood, then you're going to love what's coming next. The next video isn't just another clip. It's a continuation of the same hard truths. More examples of behavior that highlights gender delusion, accountability gaps, and the social trends shaping how men and women interact today. If you thought the last examples were wild, wait until you see the next ones. It digs even deeper into the psychology behind why these cycles repeat. So, buckle up! This isn't entertainment for entertainment's sake. This is social commentary disguised as viral content, exposing the cultural and personal habits that most people either ignore or excuse. And if you're paying attention, you'll start seeing these patterns everywhere in your friends, online, and even in yourself. Trust me, this next one is worth your attention. I'll see you there.